Hello everyone, welcome to Computer Science and IT Gate Coaching. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get the instant notification of my free lecture. So this is about me. I am a computer science gate faculty having more than 5 plus of teaching experience, mentored more than 50,000 students, taught in different coaching institute all over India. Okay, it's like the Gate Academy, even qualified multiple times Gate, and even I have given the coaching in many government colleges as well as in many private colleges. Like in SRM Chennai, I have given coaching. CAT Bhubaneswar, I have given. BC Bhagalpur, Jorhat College of Engineering, Guwahati University, Dibrugarh University, Government College of Engineering and Technology, Jammu, Ramgarh Engineering College. Okay, these are the colleges where I have went and I have given the coaching. So now we are going to see in this lecture merge sort. So before learning merge sort, we need to know about what is merge first. What is merge? Okay, merge person we are going to learn. Merge function we are going to learn first. So what is merge function? Okay, so it is a function in a merge sort. Merge is a function in merge sort. Merge is a function is a function in merge sort. In merge sort. In merge sort, which is going to which is going to which is going to which is going to merge two two sorted list. Okay, it is going to merge the two sorted list into one sorted list. One sorted list. If you are having a two sorted list, then it is going to merge it into one sorted list. Means if I'll give this merge function, if I'll give this merge function, like let me take the another slide. So merge is a function in merge sort. It is a function in merge sort. In merge sort, which is going to merge two sorted list, which is going to merge two sorted list in one sorted list. Let me take the function, means the number. Like if you are having some array like 1 5 1 5 7 8, another if you are having 2 4 6 9, and see here I will assume that something after that we are having some big number like infinity. Here also I will assume that I am having some big number, that is infinity. So see, this is sorted list 157, it is a sorted list, and this is also a sorted list. So merge function is going to merge two sorted lists. The list should be sorted, not any list it is going to merge. It should merge the two sorted lists. Now it will compare. It will compare 1 and 2. So index I will use here index. Let us assume I am taking j here. Here I am assuming k. Okay. So I will compare the element that is present in index j and that is present on index k. So I will compare 1 and 2. I will compare 1 and 2. Between 1 and 2, which is going to be smaller, I will write in the first index. Here I am writing. Now I will increment to I plus 1. Now I is here. Now this j will see this element I have placed there. So j will increment to now here. Now j will point here. But k will be as it is. But k will be at in this position only. Now I will compare the value at position k and the value at position j, which is the smallest. The smallest one will get placed in the array. Okay. So 2 and 5, between 2 and 5, 2 is smaller placed. Now since this element is got placed, so k value will get increment, but it will be as it is. This 5 is going to be as it means j index is going to be as it is. Now I'm going to compare 4 and 5. Now I'm going to compare 4 and 5. Between 4 and 5, which is the smallest? 4. So at I here, now 4. Now I will increment here. So now k is going to point here. So now between 5 and 6, between 5 and 6, which is smaller? 5 is smaller. So 5 will be placed here. J will increment to here. And I will now increment to here. Now between 7 and 6, between 7 and 6, which is smaller? 6 is smaller. So now k will increment to here and I will now increment to here, but j will be in as it is in that point only, because that element is not get in the list. So after the element getting into the list, then it's where we are incrementing the pointer that pointing that. Okay, so now j is pointing to 7 and here k is having 9. Okay, so between 7 and 9 we will compare which is smaller. 7 is smaller. 7 will be placed here. I will increment, and now this j points to here because till this you have inserted. But till this you have inserted, that's why k is pointing here. Now between 8 and 9, which is smaller? 8. Now j will be here and k will be as it is. Now between infinity and 9, which is smaller? 9 is smaller, so 9 will be. So this is a merge function. So merge function is going to merge two sorted lists. So it will compare the one element of the means every element. It is going to compare with element wise element. So it will take one element from here and it will take one element here. So like if you are having, this is left array and this is right array. Let us assume this is a left array, this is a right array. So it will compare left element with right element, whichever is smaller it will place that. Then it will increment left like this. It will also work for right. Please let me know whether it is clear or not, how to do the merging, how merging is working. Please let me know whether it is clear or not. In this way we have got one sorted list. Anyone having any doubt, then you can comment. Let me know that if I will give you one array which is having size n and another array which is having size n, then our merge is going to have the size big of n plus big of n plus big of n plus. Okay, so what is going to be the time complexity and space complexity of the merge function the time complexity is going to be, for to place one element in this list we need to do one comparison and one copy, one compare and one copy. First compare these two, then do one copy. So to insert, let us assume we are inserting n element. Okay, let us assume we are inserting n element. Now to insert n element, we need to do n comparison and n copy. We need to do n comparison and n copy. Let us assume some array size is having n. Let us assume this array size is having n. Total element they have given you n. Okay, and this is now this is having n by 2 size. This is having n by 2 size. Half. Okay, left part and the right part of the array. Now to place one element in this array, you are doing one comparison and one copy. So second also to place second element, one comparison, one copy. Third element, one comparison, one copy. So total to place n element, you need to do n comparison and n copy. So time complexity is going to be big O of n. Time complexity is going to be your big O of n. So merge function time complexity is going to your big O of n. Please let me know whether it is clear or not. Time complexity is going to your big O of n for merge function. I will give you the code. We give you the code. So we have to do in, let me write, in order to, the explanation I am giving why it is taking big O of n. Let me write the explanation in next slide. Explanation. So in order to write, in order to write, in order to write, in order to write one element. See, I will even implement that. I will give you the code. In order to write one element in array, in array, we have to do, we have to do one comparison. We have to do one comparison and one copy, one copy. So for n, so for n element, so for n element, we have to do, we have to do n copy and n comparison. Overall time complexity is going to you. So overall time complexity, overall time complexity is going to be, is going to be big O of n. Okay, is it clear to all of you? Say you that this is the starting index p and this is the ending index r, and till that point, like it, they will divide into two half. They will give you in two half that till this the array is sorted. Okay, till this the array is sorted, and till this the array is sorted. You have to merge this array. Means they will give you one array. Okay, they will give you one array, and the first half is the sorted and the second half is the sorted. Okay, see, first half I am saying it's sort like, if they have given you 1 5, they have given you 1 5 7 8, this is the array, and second half is 2 4 6 9, this is the array. So first half is sorted. See, overall it is not sorted, but the first half, this half is sorted. 1 5 7 8 sorted, 2 4 6 8, second half is sorted, but overall it is not sorted. But overall, see, one after one it should 2, not 5. So they will give you one array. You are going to have one whole array of size n. Then they will ask you to merge them, and the condition is that in merge sort, that first half should be sorted and the second half should be sorted. Now you have to merge them, like you have to compare these two, then you have to insert like this, one, then two, like this. So it will be in one array. They will give the element. Then you have to merge these two, first half, and you have to merge the second half in such a way that you got a one list which is going to be sorted, like 1 2, you should get 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9. So actually we are assuming in algorithm a some number here, means what the actual algorithm, algorithm is going to do, it is going to make into two array. We require another two array. What we will make, see, before writing the code, what I will do, let me dot you, I will create two array. One is for this array first half, and other for the next half. So I will create one array left, which is going to store the element of this, which is going to store the element of this, like it is going to have 1, then 5, then 7, then 8. Then the second half, right, which is going to store the element, which is going to store the element 2 4 6 9, 2 4 6 9. Okay, now I will compare these two element, every element of left with the every element of right, and I will create one array which is going to, now I will merge these two. See, merge is going to call two function. Merge, we can only call the merge function when we are having a two sorted list. So that's why whenever they will give you two array in such a way that first half is sorted and second half is sorted, I will first create two array left and right, such that that left is sorted, now right is sorted. Now I will merge these two. Now I will merge these two. Okay, now see how. So merge is going to one function, it is not going to return anything, it is going to merge only. So the return type is going to void. Okay, now I'm writing the code. Okay, the return type is going to your void. Return type is going to your void. Merge is a function which is going to have the array, int array. Okay, now it is going to have the starting index of the array, the point where it is sorted till, means the mid index where it is sorted, now the last index. Okay, so I require some variable like int I k j, that I will require, and left array we require. So I'm using left. Let me declare left later because I need to find the position. Okay, so size of left array is n1, and size of right array is required n2. See, they will give you that from p to key, from p to, 1 minute, there. See, they have given you position that from p to q, one left array is there, and from q plus 1, from q plus 1 to r, another array is there which is sorted. So in the function, in the function in the function that merge, which is having the array, and the starting index, p is the starting index, q is the position of the first half, and r is the position of the last half. Okay, means the last index value. Then I need to know the size of the first array. So I am requiring the size n1, n2, and whatever index I will require, I will calculate it. Now what is the size of your first half, left half array? What is going to be the size? So if you are having n1, n1 is going to your q minus p. The q is here, q minus p plus 1. See, here 1, I'm starting from index 1, then 5, then 6, then 7, 8. So how many element you are having in the first half? So you will compare, you will do subtract q minus p plus 1. Why? Q is your 4 minus 3, then plus 1, sorry, minus 1. P is your here 1 only. Now see, you got 4. You got 4. So to find the difference between two element, how many elements you are there, you have to even include that. You have to even include that. That's why you are doing plus. So the number of element that is present on the first half is going to be q minus p plus 1. Q minus p plus 1. Am I clear to all of you? So the number of element is going to be q minus p plus 1. So 4 minus 1, then plus 1. So you are getting 4 only. So you are having 4 element. How many element is in the right half? See, from R, subtract the minus or subtract the Q part. Okay, so 8 minus 4, R is your, Q is your 4, Q is your 4, R is your 8, 8 minus 4, you are going to get 4. See, because you are not going to include that, this one, so that's why you're not adding plus 1. Okay, if you will add plus 1, then Q will also get that, the value at Q index will also get. Okay, but we want Q in the first half, okay, in left array. So we are creating two array, one left and right. Left is having the left half of the array and right is having the right half of the array. Please let me know whether it is clear or not. So in N1, what is the size of the left half array is going to have Q minus P plus 1, and the size of the right array is going to your R minus Q, R minus Q. So I need to declare two array left because this array is going to contain the full array, okay, full element like this 1157. It is having P is your 1 and Q R is your 8. Okay, it is containing all 1578246 9. Okay, now left is going to have the index. So left size is your n1. So I'm declaring two array of left and right. So right is having the size, right. So I've created two array, right, left and right, n1. Now what I will do, I will store the element that is present on left. See, whatever element it is there, this in left half, I will store in left array, and the right part of the array I will store in right array. That's why I've created two arrays. So I've created two arrays so that first half will stored in left and second half will stored in right. So for I equal to, see here I require I, so I should declare. So for I equal to 0, I less than n1, I plus plus, and array of, so left I, in left I am going to store the first half. So left of I is going to have array of p p, because the starting index is p plus I, p plus I. Why? Because first p is 0, then only p, then p plus 1. So p is here, p is your 0, then 0 plus 1 1, then 0 plus 2. I will increment na, like 0, then 1, then 2, till smaller than n1, smaller than n1. Okay, please let me know whether it is clear or not. See, p is the starting index, so that's why with the starting, see here they have given from the first part, but there can happen that from the middle part also they can say that this is the starting index. Here also you are having some array element. Now they can say that till this point you merge from this to this and from this to this. So they are saying the starting index, this is the starting index, till this point it is having a sorted. Now till this point from here, this is the second sorted. So that's why I'm using P, not 1. Okay, so P I'm using so that is indicating that is the starting index of the array. Okay, from which I need to, so I need to store this and this part in a one array. Okay, am I clear? Because the starting P is going to your 1, even it will be perform correctly. Okay. So in left half I have stored all the left half of the element. This element I have stored. This element I have stored. Okay. In L. Now I will store the right half. Right half. So right half, for again I will use for I equal to 0. Right half array is going to have till n2, and I will store I plus plus and right I. Now I is having, but here right half element is going to have from q plus 1. Q plus 1, see, from q plus 1 it is going to have, q is pointing here, q is pointing to 4. From here q plus 1 plus plus I, plus I. Why plus I? Because first 0, then plus 1 to go to the second element of the right side array, then the third element, like this. Please let me know whether it is clear or not till this point, whether it is everyone, is it clear to all of you? So given an array, they will give the starting index and they will give the mid index, that is q, and the r, the last index. And from the first half, so from p to q is the sorted array, and from q plus 1 to r is the sorted array, and you have to merge into one sorted array, that is from p to r you have to merge one sorted array. So that's why I have created two array, one left which is going to store the left element of the left array. Okay, so left I have created, and another I have created right array which is going to store the right half of the array. Okay, that's why I'm going to q plus 1. Now I will compare the left half element with the right half element. Now I will compare with the left half element and with the right half element. Okay, so for that I require two indices that will indicate. So I am using j equal to 0 initially and k equal to 0. So I require two indices j and k. So here I will declare j and k. Okay, so I have declared even j and k. So j and k is required for the j I will use for the indices left array indices, and k I will use for the right array indices. Okay. Now what I will do, this I will execute a for loop. I will execute a for loop because the starting index is going to your I. Starting index of I is going to your p. From p I am going to start, and it will run till r. Now I am going to do the merging. Now two array I have got, that is present on left and right. I got the two array, one left, another right, and total element its index is from p and its index till right. So now it will run from I equal to p to r and I plus plus. Now I will check if j is smaller than n minus 1 and r is smaller than n minus, sorry, if j is smaller than n1 and r is smaller than n2. See, j I am using for this, j index I am using for left array I have divided, and k, and sorry, k, it should be k I am using for the right array. Okay, so I've created two array, and j is going to represent the k indices. J is going to use for left array indices and k for the right array. So j is used for left array, left array, and k is used for right array. Right. Okay. Now I will compare. So its indices should be smaller than, means j should be smaller than the size of n1 and k should be smaller than size of n2. Because if it will go out of that, then how we can compare? So there in the algorithm we have assumed some infinity number, but actually how we can write some infinity number? Okay, some big number like infinity. So for that I am just comparing till size it will go. Okay. See, it will be little bit difficult to understand. If any position, if you're facing doubt, you can ask me. Okay. If any position, if you're facing doubt, you can ask me. Now I will compare the first element of this. Now I will compare the first element. So this is the if loop. If j is smaller than n1 and k is smaller than n2, now I will go inside that. Now I will compare if left of j is smaller than equal to right of k, right indices. See, k I have used for right and this I am using for left. So if the element that is present on left array, if it is smaller than the element that is present on right array, then the array is going to have the, see, this is I because I am running the loop from I to I equal to p to r. So that going to store in the array, actual array. So actual array is having from, see, actual array is going to have from p to r. So this array is going to have p to r. So that's why I'm running I equal to p to r. Okay. So in array of I will store the left array. Will store the left array. And then I will increment. Then I will increment j plus plus. Else part means this is not a smaller. This is not a smaller. Then what I will do? I will store in the array the element that is present in right array, and I will increment k plus plus. So that's why here I am not increment always left array and this is right. Whichever element I have inserted, whichever part of the array I have inserted, I am increasing the index of that array only. So when left array index element, if I am storing in array, then I will increasing the left index array because you need to go to next element of that. And if I am storing the right right array element, then I am incrementing the index of right. Okay, is it clear? So if this is the case, if it is inside, means if j is smaller than n1 or k is smaller than n2, then this is the case. Now this is closed here and this is closed here, and this if is closed, this if is closed here, this if is closed here. Okay, this if is closed here. Now this if is going to have the else part, this is going to have the else part, means when this j is not smaller, means either if j is not smaller or this is false, either if this 2 is false, then it will not go inside that. Means what is the case, if I give you some number like 1 2 3, and here I give you some number like 4 5 6, so here is j and here k. So you are comparing. 1 is smaller than 4. Yes, 1. Then you are going to j increment. 2 is smaller than 4. Yes, you stored. Now j incremented. 3 is smaller than. Yes, incremented. Now j is. Now size is over. Now for left the over. So we need to store the elements. So these are the case that first half is already having the sorted array. Okay. Means the element that they have given, the actual array is having the sorted. So first half is also sorted, and second this element I need to store like 4 5 6. So after that, if this condition is false, when this condition is going to false, if you have inserted the all element of the either the first array, left array, or the right array, left array or the right array. Now we need to check in else part. We need to check if j equal to n1, means if j reaches to n1, means j indices reach to n1. So j I am using for left array. It means your left array is finished. It means your left array is finished. You insert all the element of the right array. You insert all the element of right array. So in the array, you are going to insert the right index. So that is right index is k. Index is k plus plus. Okay. Else part. Else part. What can happen? If j is not equal to n1, then definitely this condition is false, because of when k is equal to n1. So in else part, if this part is filled first and here it's remaining, so now I will insert in else part. I will insert in else part array of I. Array of I is equal to half left of j, and then j plus plus, and then j plus plus. Now closed. So this if is closed here, this if is closed here. This is closed here. This if is closed here, and this else part is closed here. Okay. Is it clear to all of you? While का loop अपने आप आना चाहिए ना सर? नहीं, while का loop नहीं आना चाहिए. See why while loop should not come? Very good question, Rato. Because this loop, because of this for loop, when this case will get finished, when this case is not, every time because of this for loop it will go. Because see here, this is done. Then again I will go to 4. I will go to 4 here position I. This condition false, it will go here. It will go here. Then again I will go to see it will go here else part. Okay, it will go in else part. Now again I will increment to 5. I will be here 5. Now this condition is false. Again this condition is false. This condition is false again. So it will insert this element. It will go if fail else part. It will. So because since we are scanning all the element from I equal to R. I equal to R, I am running the for loop. That's why I don't require here while loop. So every time this condition, when this condition is false, every time this condition will false. When one half is, when left either is, when we have inserted either the left array or the right array, then this condition is going to be false, and I will always go in the else part, and I will always go in the else part. Am I clear? Please let me know whether it is clear or not. So else part done. If part is done. Now for loop I need to close. For loop I need to close. So for loop I need to write one parenthesis, and then for the function I need to write one parenthesis. Okay, see, 1 minute. So else we have done. Then for this is for loop. End of for loop. End of for loop. Then end of function. End of function. For end of function we will require another. So see, please let me know whether it is clear or not. See, this is little bit difficult. Means not that much difficult, but since here we are doing everything, so it might happen that you might get confused. Please let me know whether it is clear to all of you or not. Not take an array. Take an array. Okay, Madhur, take an array. See, your array, I am taking the array which is having 1, 5, 7, 8, 2, 4, 4, then 6, 9. So it is going to have P, it is going to have R, and Q is going to have, they have given Q is equal to, so the index, let me write the index above. Okay, I will write the index here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And Q is having here. Okay. So means you have to merge this. This is the left half. So this is the array they have given, and the first index array they have given this, middle index array they have given this, and right index array they have given this. So P is your 1, Q is your 4, and R is your 8. Okay, now see here. So N1 is going to your Q minus P plus 1. Q minus P plus 1. N1 is Q minus P plus 1, which is having the size of left array, left array. It is the size of right array, size of right array. So we require two array. One is going to store the element of the left side and another right. So P, your N1 is going to your Q minus P plus 1, Q is your 4 minus P is your 1, then again 1, 4. So 4 element you are going to have. Then N2 you are going to have R minus Q. So R is your 8 minus 4. So the size of these two is 4. Okay, both is having the size 4. Now you will create two array. One array is having, left is going to have, you are creating two another array. One is Q, one is left, this is left, another is right, which is going to, this is going to have the size 4, this is also going to have the size 4. And after this, see, this is the declaration you have done, left n1 then right n1. Now for I equal to 0 till smaller than n1, you are storing in L of I, you are writing array of P plus I, array of P plus I. So you are writing here for I equal to 0 till I is smaller than n1 I plus plus, you are writing in left of I is going to have array array P plus I. So first P is your 1. So 1 plus 0, because I is your 0, initially I is your 0. So left of 0 is going to have array of 0, which is 1. Then I will increment to 1. Then 1 plus 1, 2. So here in left of 1, you are going to have this element 5. R into should be in the code. R into I have given. See R. Okay, okay. It should be N2. Should be N2. This is the right. It's my mistake. Thank you. Thank you, Imam. Should be N2. Let me see. Here also I've written. Yeah, N2. Correct. So now I have stored in this position. So I was 1. I have stored, now I will increment to plus 1, 2. At 2, it will increment 1 plus 2, 3. So at 3 it is having 7. It will store here. Then I will increment to 1, 3. I is having 3. So 3 is smaller than 4. Yes, it's smaller than 4. It's smaller than 4. Then left of 3 is here. 1, 2, 1. See, here left is starting from 0. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3. Now left of 3 is having the element, left of 3 is having the element 1 plus 3, 1 plus 3 is your 4, fourth element, that is 8. That is 8. Understood? So this way I have stored the first half of the in left array. This is the left array which is having the size 4. Now right array is having the size 4. Now I will store the right. How? So I will write the code for I equal to 0. So here index will start from 0. So here index will start from 0, then 1, 2, 3. So 4, again for loop will run I equal to 0 to, here I will be smaller than n2 and I plus plus. Then right of I, that right of first right of 0 is going to have array of q plus 1, plus I plus I. Okay, so q plus 1 is your, q is your 4 plus 1 is 5. So 5 plus 0 is 2 is 2. then I 1. Then at position 1, q plus 1, 5. So this is 5. 5 plus first 0, then 5 plus 1, 6. At 6, it is having 4. Then I will increment to 2. So at 2, it will be 5 plus 2. So 5 plus 2 is your 7, 6. Then I will increment to 3. So at 3, it will be 5 plus 3, 8. So it is having at 5 plus 3, 8. At position 8 is having 9. Now I will increment to 4. Now 4 is not greater than 4. Okay, because size of N2 is your 4. Okay. So in this way, left array is going to have the left half of the element of the array. So first half is going to be in the left array and second half is going to be in the right. So now we got an two sorted array. Now we got a two sorted array. One sorted array is having 1 5 7 8. Another sorted is array is having 2 4 6 8. Now I will compare each element of left with the right. So total how many element I am having till from P to R. P2R I am having the element. So it will run the indexes. In this array only I am going to store. This is your actual array. This actual array you are first creating two another array. One is left array, another is right array, which is having the list first half and right is going to have the second half. Now again to this array, I will compare these two elements and I will store the sorted list now. Now see. So now I am so let me see show you the code. Now for I equal to p to see. Now storing is done. Now I will use j equal to 0 and k equal to 0. Two indices. One indices is used for left array, another for right array. Now for I equal to p, because from p it is going to be run till r, because the array size is from p to r and it will increment in step of 1. Now when j is smaller than n1 and k is smaller than n2, means when the size, when the k index within that, okay, when within that is there, then only we are going to do. So let me, so when here, so it is running here for I equal to p, I is smaller than equal to r, I plus plus, I plus plus. Now I will check if j is, so see j and k we used one variable which is k, which is 0. If j is smaller than n1 and k is smaller than n2, then I will compare. Now I will compare if array, sorry, if left index is having, if left array element is left of j is smaller than equal to right of, see why I'm writing here equal, I will let you know later. Okay, so then I'm going to have in array of I is going to have L of j, then j plus plus, else else I'm going to have array of I is equal to right of k, then k plus plus. Now see the code. Now see the code. The array was having this, it was having 1578 1578 and it is having 2469, it is having 2469 2469 2469. So yeah, now initially j is 0 0 1 2 3 0 1 2 3. Initially j is 0 and k is also 0 and n1 is 4, n2 is 4. Yeah, both is smaller than, yeah, 0 is smaller than n1. Yeah, condition true. Then now left of 0 is your 1. 1 is smaller than equal to right of 0, 2. Yes, it is smaller. So the actual array is going to have the actual array, that at position array of 0 here, it is going to have left of this. So 1 it will get stored. So array of 0 is going to have left of 0 and then increment j. So now j is going to 0.1, because now I will compare this element with this element. Okay, so now j I was having initially p was having 0 or 1 anything. So from here we are storing. Okay, so now it will increment 2 plus 1. So p was 1, so here the actual array index was starting from 1. Now it will increment by 1. Now I will be 2, I will be 2. 2 is smaller than 8. Yes, 2 is smaller than equal to 8. Your r is 8. See, your r is 8. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Your r is 8. Now again it will go inside this loop. Condition satisfied. Now j is smaller, yes, satisfied, true. Now left of left of 1, that is 5. 5 is smaller than 0. Right of 0, 2. No, it is not smaller. This is smaller. See, this condition false. Left of 1 is your 5, and that right of 0 is your 2. Is it smaller? No. So condition false. It will now at position 2, it will store right of 0. Right of 0, which is 2, then k plus plus. So now k will be 1. Now k will be 1. Now k will be 1. Now it will compare 1 and 1, because j is also 1, 1 is k is also 1, and I will now increment to 3. I will now increment to 3, because it will now insert the third element. It will now insert the third element. So it is smaller than 8, yes. Now j is smaller than n1, k is smaller than n2, yes. Because j is your 1 is smaller than 4, k is 1 is smaller than 4. Now left of 1 is 5. Is it smaller than right of 1? 4. No. So this condition false, it will go to else part. So array of 3, I is your 3, is going to have right of 1. Right of 1 is your 4. Then it will increment k. It will increment k, and it is going to 2. Is going to increment k, which is going to your. So now we are satisfying the if part. That's why I'm not going to the else part. Always this case is satisfied. Always this case is satisfied. Now it's getting satisfied. That's why I'm not going to the else part. Okay. Now again, I is going to increment. I is going to increment 4. I is going to increment. So here 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now I is your 4 is smaller than 8. J is your 1 is smaller than 4. K is your 2 is smaller than 4. Now it will check. Left of 1 is having 5, and compare right of 2 is your 6. Now 5 and 6, it is common. 5 is smaller than equal to right of 2 6. Yes, 5 is smaller than 6, so it will store 5 in the array. So in the array 4, it will store 5. Then it will increment j plus plus. It will increment j plus plus. Now j will be 2. Now j will be 2. Now j will be 2, and k was previously 2. So j will be 2, and k will be 2 only. Now again, I will increment. Now I will be 5. 5 is smaller than equal to 8. Yes. Now j is your 2. 2 is smaller than n1. 2 is smaller than 4. Yes. This condition satisfied. Now array of this left 2 is having 7, and right 2 is having 6. So 6 is smaller than 7 is smaller than 6. 7 is smaller than 6. No. Else part. It will go to else, because right array element is having the smallest value. So at right, so array of 5 is going to have right of k, which is having 2, 6. Then it will increment 2 to 3. See, I reached 3 here. Now I will increment to 6. 6 is smaller than 8? Yes. Now 2 is smaller, j is smaller than this, 4. Yeah, k is smaller than 4. Yes, condition satisfied. Now left of 2. Left of 2 is your 7. 7 is smaller than equal to right of 3. Yes, 7 is smaller. So 7 will be here. 7 will be here in left of in array of I, 7, and this will increment to 3. Now I will increment to 7. Again satisfied. This condition again satisfied, because 3 and 3 is smaller than 6, 4. Now left of 3 and right 3, which is smaller. This is smaller. This is smaller. 8. So 8 will store, and now j will be 4. Now j will be 4, and now I will be 8. Last element. Last element. Now I is equal to 8. 8 is smaller than equal to 8. Yes. Now, if j is smaller than n1, no, j is not smaller than. So now this condition will not satisfy. Now it will go to else part. Now it will go to else part. Your else part is here. Now if j is equal to n1, now if j is equal to n1, j is equal to n1, that is 4. It means this half is finished. You insert in array of I, array of right of k. Right of k is your 3, 9. See, array of I is equal to array of 8. Right now k incremented. K is your now 4. Done. Now array I will increment to 9. Now 9 is smaller than equal to 8. No, false. Condition will got out. So now you got an array which is now sorted. Is it clear to everyone? Please let me know. Now still, if anyone having any doubt. So if this was the array, like this we have happened. If I'll change the array, like if I'll write, if I'll make the array like this. Now I'm changing the array. Hope it is clear to all of you. Madhura is saying clear. Now, if I change the array, now I'm taking only two element, so it will be fast. I'm I'm taking only two element. Now, at that case, I'm going to always go to else part. I will go to always else part. See, in what case it is going to always the else part. 0, 1 and 0, 1, two element. Here 7 and 8. So 4 is going to actual size. Here J0, K0. I is your 1. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So from 1 to condition satisfied, J satisfied, left is smaller, so it will get stored. 1 will then increment 1. Then again it will be 2. Then condition say 5 is smaller, 5 will be here. Then it will be 2 and it will I will be 3. I will be 3. So this 2 will get stored. Okay, now I will be 3. 3 is smaller than equal to 4. Yes, condition. Now J is smaller than N1. No, J is your now 2. J is your now 2. Now in else part, since J is your 2, I will insert right part. I will insert right element, that is this 7. Now K will increment to 1, then again is 4. Now I can see why I was not required while loop. Now again 4 is going to satisfy. 4 I equal to 4. 4 is smaller than, yes, it is smaller. This condition false because j is equal to 2. It's not smaller. In else part, it will insert the right element 8. Then it will be 2 and I will be 5. 5 is smaller than equal to 4. No, it will go out of. So this is also the case, one case. Okay. So what happened when only the first half is stored? Now you have to insert only the right half. That's why in else part, that's why I'm checking whether you are having the element in the left array and the right array. If you are not having element, then check which array is finished. If j is equal to n1, it means first array left array is finished. Only insert the right array. Only insert the right array and increment the indices of right. Or else part, only insert if this is not, if right array is finished, then only insert the left array element. Now please let me know whether it is clear or not. To anyone having any doubt, merge function. The merge function is finished. So for merge, we have seen the code. Now, what is going to be the space complexity of merge? What is going to be the space complexity of merge? So in merge, we are requiring one two array of size n by 2. We are requiring two array of size n by 2. See, because this two array of size n by 2. If the array element is, if the array is having size n, one array of size n by 2, another array of size n by 2 is required, because we are creating two array, one left array and right array. Right, left array is having the first half, right array is having the right half. So space complexity is going to your big of n plus 2 plus n plus 2, which is going to your big of n. So since in merge function we require a space of big of n, and time complexity also we have seen is big of n. So space and time complexity is both for merge function is big of n. Now we will see merge sort. Now we will see merge sort. So in merge sort, what we do, if this was the array, if this is your array, okay, if this is your array, let me take the array as 4 5 6 like this. I will divide, it will divide into half. Okay, sub problems, I will divide into sub problems. If you are having the array like this, which is having 9 6 5, then 0 8 2, if this is the array, actually your p is pointing here, then r is pointing here. Now what I will do, I will divide into two half. So first I will divide into this two half, one half, then another half. Then I will sort this, then I will sort this, then I will sort this, then I will merge these two. Okay, after sorting, I will call the merge sort on the half, okay, on the first half, and then the second half. Then I will call the merge function, which is going to merge these two, okay, which is going to merge these two. So let me write the code for merge sort. So for void merge sort, now merge sort is going to have the array, and the starting index of the array is p, and the end index is going to your r. So what I will check if p is smaller than r, p is smaller than r means If the left index array is smaller, means if some element is there. If P is equal to R means only one element. If only one element is there, why to sort? It is already sorted. Only one element, it is sorted. So if P is smaller than R, then declare int Q, divide into Q is going to have the index of the half P plus Q by, so P plus R by 2. Just like we are finding, Q is finding the mid index. Q is the mid index. Mid index, mid index of. See, this is comment. Okay, double line. If you are giving double line, it's a single line comment. And if you will write like this, then it's a multiple line comment. Okay. So it is your single line comment. So mid index of array. So PQ is having the mid index of the array. So what merge sort is doing, it is first checking whether it is having more than one element or not in the array. If P is smaller than R, then only we will go inside. Then I will find the mid index. Then in mid index I will call the first. In mid half I will call the first. See, here I am dividing the merge problem into half. Then call the merge sort on array on from P to Q. From P to Q, then again call this. See, in first half I am calling the merge sort, then in second half I am calling the merge sort. Separately I am calling A, P, Q plus 1. Sorry, Q plus 1 to R, Q plus 1 to R. Second half is starting index is going to your Q plus 1, Q plus 1, Q plus 1 till R. Okay. And now merge is going to one function which is going to have the array, and P is going to a starting index and Q is going to the mid index, and then R. Merge. Now you, so merge sort is going to sort the first half of the array, then second half of the array, then you merge these two half. Merge is going to merge a array starting index, mid index, and the right last index. Is it clear? I will take the array and I will show you how it is working. First, you let me know whether the code is clear or not. So merge sort is having, taking the array A and the starting index and the end index. Now it's checking if the starting index is smaller than the end index, then you find the mid index of the array P plus Q by R. Then in the mid index, you call the merge sort in the first half, then merge sort on the second half. Then after merging, after sorting the first half and the second half, then you call the merge sort and merge that, because merge is going to merge two sorted lists. So this is going to be return one sorted list. This is going to return one sorted list. Then merge is going to merge two sorted list. Okay, let me take the array. So you have taken this. Uh, this is having index 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 5, 6. So it is having 1. Now see, P is smaller than R. Yes. Now your Q is going to your P plus Q by R. Your Q is going to your P plus Q by 1 plus 6, 7. 7 by 2 is your 3.5. That is your 3. So you are going to call the merge sort. You are going to call the merge sort on 1 to 3. You are going to call the merge sort on 1 to 3. And then 3 plus Q plus 1. See, merge sort on array P. P is your 1, 2, 3. Then merge sort on the array Q plus 1, 4, 2, end index is 6. So you're separately calling the merge sort. So when you're calling this merge sort, again this merge sort is going to call. Again merge sort is going to call. So how it is working now? Merge sort. Let me draw the tree. Merge sort on index 1. So I'm taking only index 1 and on index 6. So condition satisfied, P is smaller, then merge sort is going to call on 1 and 3, then merge sort is going to call on 4 and 6, then merge is going to call after that merge function which is going to do on array. So index start index 1, then 3, then 6. Now again merge is going to call. Now again this merge is going to call. So this merge is going to call. So it's going to see P is smaller than Q. P is yes. Now P plus Q is 4 by 2. So 4 by 2 is your 2. So merge sort is going to call on 1 by 2 from 1 and 2. Then 2 plus 1, that is your 3. That is your 3. 3 to 3. Then it is going to call the merge. Aim is your merge. Merge is going to call on function Starting index is your 1, then mid index is your 2, then 3. Now see, now this merge 1 to 2. P is smaller than Q. Yes, condition satisfied. Again, merge is going to call on merge sort on 1, then 2 on 2, because 2 plus 1 is your 3, 3 by 2 is your 1.5, so that is your 1. So from 1 to 1, then from Q plus 1, Q is your this, Q is your 1, from P to Q 1, then Q plus 1 is your 2 to 2. Is it clear? See what I am doing here, I am always dividing the big problem into sub problem, and the sub problem is the half of the big problem. See, 1 by 3, this is the merge sort. After this I am going to call the merge on 1 2 2, p q r. Okay, p q r. Now see how I am doing here. So here you called on this 96513, then again I called merge sort on. See, again I have divided this sub problem into sub problem, this big problem into sub problem. Merge sort on 1 2. Now we are calling the merge sort on 1 2 and the merge sort on 3. Now 3. Okay. Now again you're calling the merge sort on 1 1 and then 6 6 on this. Now you're merging this. Now you're merging, because if you call this way, the function is going to call. This way is going to call. 1 1 done, then 2 2 done. Then you are going to merge. Then you're going to merge 1 2. 1 2, it should be 1, it should be 1. The q is here 1, 1 on 1, and this 6. So when you will merge these two array, 6 9 and 6, you are going to get the array 6 and 9. See, when you will merge this, you are going to get 6 and 9. So when this function is over, when 1 2 is over, you got one sorted list, that is 6 and 9. And 3 on 3, p is smaller than q. No, 3 is not smaller than 3, so it will not go inside, it will not do anything, it will be as it is. Now it will merge the array 1 to 2, 1 to 2, and the index at index 3. So when you will call the merge on starting index 1 and the mid index 2 and the end index is 5, merge is going to create one sorted list. So 5 will be here. So after this 5 will be here, 5 6 9. Are you getting that? 5 6 9. So now again you are going to get 1 3. Till 1 3 you are going to get sorted list 5 6 9. Now 5. Now merge sort on 6 9. 6 9 it will do. Now in 6 9 it will again do the same way. So let me write on 6 9. Now on 6 9 how it will work? So on 6 9 it will get divided. So merge sort will be called again. So p is smaller than 6, yes. Then uh, add these two and find the mid. Mid is your 5. So 4 then 5. Then merge sort is going to your mid plus 1, that is 6 on 6. Then you call the merge. See, it is a recursive function. Merge on 4 5 6, 4 5 6, because p is this, q is this, r is this. Now again on 4 5 it is going to call the merge sort. So merge sort will be now on 4 5 it will be 4 and 4, then 5 and 5, because p plus q, p is smaller than q, and p plus q is your 9, 9 by 2 is your 4. So p to q, then q plus 1, so that is 5 on 5, then merge. So here the main logic is that you divide the big problem into sub problem, sub problem, sub problem, means in such a way that only you are going to get one element. Okay, only you are going to get one element. So now you call the merge on 4 5 on 5. Okay, see, let me take the array big here. If I will take it, then it will be more clear. Here I will take it, then it will be more clear. I'm taking it in a big. So the array was having 9 6 5 0 8 2. So first you have divided into two in this half. When is your p is your this, then q is r is your this. So q is going to your here. Q is going to here. Now again you have divided this into two half. This one. Now you have divided into these two, into this to this. Now you have merged. You have merged these two. This you have divided into one. Merge 6 and 9 and 6. You are going to get 6 and 9. Now you merge these two. You are going to get 5 6 9. Now you are calling this function, the index is 1 2 3 4 4. On 4 you are going to call on 4. Now it is going to call on 4, then it is going to do 4 5. Merge sort is going to call on 4 5. So now on 4 5 we are going to call, now on 4 5, 4 is 5. Now 4 5 you called the merge sort, then merge sort is going to call on 4 and 4. 4 and 4. Merge sort is going to call on 4 and 4. 4 4, and even 5 and 5. 4 4 you have done, then 5 5 you have done. You have done. Then you are going to call merge function on 4 5 and the index still 5. So now you are going to merge from the index 4, mid index is your also 4, and this right index, end index is your 4. If you merge these two arrays, say these two, only if I give you this and this is two array of a sorted list. Now to merge this, after merging you are going to get 0 8. After merging you are going to get 0 8. Now, now you are going to get, now this is done. On 4 5 it's done. Now 6 on 6. On 6 on 6 it is going to be, p is not smaller, p is not smaller than q, because 6 is 6. This is p, this is r, p is not smaller than r. So no further, nothing is going to happen, because whenever only one element is there, it is sorted. Okay. So now, now this is the list, and these two you are going to merge. After that what is going to do? After that you are going to call merge on 4 5 6. On 4 5 6. On 4, on 4 5 6. Okay. Now you are going to merge on 4 5 6. So 4 is your starting, p is your, 5 is your mid, and 6. See, this is your 4 5 and 6. So you are going to get 0 2 8. Now you are going to merge these two. Now you are going to go merge these two. Now see this 1 3 till 1 3 is sorted. Now 4 to 6 is sorted. Now you are going to do merge on 1 3 and 6. The starting index is 1, mid index is 3, and end index is this. So if you merge these two, you are going to get 0 2 5 6 8. This way it is, every time it is dividing this sub problem into, means big problem into sub problem. And the main logic is that you divide the array in such a way that it will individually get divided into one element. And if whenever an array is having one element, it is sorted. So you have to divide the array in half, in halves, in half, such that it get divided into one half. Means only array having one element. Then merge the two element. Then with this sorted list, you merge this sorted list. Then similarly you perform here. Then merge these two. Is it clear? Please let me know. Anyone having any doubt? Is it required to repeat? Now see. So your merge sort is using divide and conquer technique. First it's dividing the array, then it is conquering. Okay, adding. So use merge sort is a divide and conquer. Is a divide and conquer. So it is using the technique divide and conquer technique. Merge sort is a divide and conquer, because because it divide because it divide the problem in subproblem in subproblem subproblem, then solve the subproblem solve the subproblem first. This is your even gate previous year question. Okay, subproblem first, and then combine the solution, and then combine the solution, and then combine the solution. And even merge sort is, now we will see the space complexity of merge sort. So merge sort space complexity, in next slide I will check. So merge sort is a recursive function. It's a recursive function. So for recursive function, whatever will be the size of the tree you are getting, if the size of the tree, so in worst case, if the input is 6, what is going to be the size of the tree? it is going to say 6. Then how many height you got? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. So it's like log 6 to floor plus 1 plus 1. See? Because it's going 3 plus 1 is your 4. So you require a size of the tree. See, you know that I have told you in the recursive function, the size of the space complexity, the length of the stack you require is the height of the tree. Whatever is going to be the height of the tree is going to take that much stack cell we require. Are you getting that? So for this recursive function, the space complexity is going to be, if the size of the array is n, then it is going to log n base 2, because overall it's going to be log n only. Please let me know whether it is clear or not. So for a merge sort, you are incurring the space because of this merge function, this recursive function. For a recursive function, the space complexity is required for the stack. For recursive function, it is going to see how is stack will be called here. How is stack will be called here. So how is stack will be called here, and height of the and the maximum length height we are going for this stack is going to the height of the tree, and here height of the tree is going to be your big O log n. See, first merge sort, let me write 1, 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9, then 10, like this. So first it is going to insert the this one, then 2, then so left to right, top to down, then 3, then 4. So when 4 work will be done, then it will remove that. Then 5 will get inserted here, then 5 will be removed, then 6 will be inserted, then 6 will be removed. Then these 3 will get popped because this is done. Then 7 will get inserted, then pop, then 8 will get inserted, then pop, then 2 will get popped, this is done. Then 9 will get inserted, then after 9 again, uh, 10, then this is 11, then 12, then 13, then 14, then 15, this is 16. So then after that 10 you are going to insert 11 here, then 11 work will be done, it will pop 11, then 12 will be inserted here, then 12 will be pop, then 13 will get inserted here, then 13 will be pop, then 14, then 10 will get pop, then 10 will get pop. This work is done. This function M45, this is the work of merge sort on 4 and 5. So then 10 will be pop, then you will call 14 here, then this will be popped, then you are going to call 15 here, then 15 will be pop, then it will return to here, it will return to here, it will return to here. See, this way it is going to pop, it will return. So this function is going to return here. Okay, then it is going to pop, go there like this. It is going to. So this is going to be popped. So this is going to be call on. This is going to be done. Okay, 9 is done. This 9 is done. Then it is going to be called this. Okay, 9 is done. Then it is going to call. Let me write. See, top to down, left to right. Top to down, left to right. 9 is done. Then 16. Then 16. Then pop. Then 1 pop. Okay. So overall space you are requiring, whatever will be the height of this stack. So height of the stack is going to your height of the tree, and in worst case the height of the tree is going to your big O of log n, big O of log n. Are you getting that? See how many function call you are incurring, that is not going to be space complexity, because the function that is in same level is going to have same stack, same cell in this stack. See, 2 9 16, 2 9 16 is always taking the second one, is taking always here. See this 3 7 8 10 14 15, 3 7 18 10 14 15. So at a time maximum it will require 5 cell, it will require 5 cell. Are you getting that? At max it require 5 cell. Whatever will be the height of the stack, maximum height of the stack is going to your the time complexity. So at max you require how much time, how much height of the stack is the height of the tree. So height of the tree is going to be big O of log n. So in space complexity, for space complexity, space complexity, for a space complexity of merge sort, height of the stack, height of the stack, maximum height of the stack, maximum height of the stack is equal to height of the tree, height of the tree, which is going to your big of log n, big of log n. So the space complexity, so the space complexity for this function is going to your, is going to your, for merge sort it is going to your, for this is going to your, for merge sort it is going to your big of log n. Where is the merge sort? So for merge sort, for this function merge sort it is going to big of log n, and for this recursive function it is going to big of log n, and for this merge it's going to big of n. For merge also na, for merge also this space is going to be big of n. For recursive function it is going to be log n. For recursive function it is going to be log n. For recursive function it is going to be log n. For recursion, for recursion, and for merge it is going to take big of n, because merge is going to take the, for merge function whatever will be the size of the array, that is going to be the space complexity for the merge, because that much array we require half and half. So overall space complexity is going to be big of n. Overall space complexity is going to be big of n. So since it is not taking constant space or log n space, so it is not a in place sort. So merge sort is not a in place sort. So merge sort is not a, is not a in place sort, in place sort, because it is not require constant time. It is a out place sort. Opposite of that is out place sort. Okay, am I clear to all of you? See, for recursion, it is taking big of log n, and for merge function, for merge function, it is required big of n. So overall overall space complexity is going to be big of n. Overall space complexity is going to be big of n. So it is not going to your in place sort. So it is not going to your in place sort. Now, now this we have seen the space complexity. Now see the time complexity. Now see the time complexity. So every time we are dividing the size of the problem into halves and into two halves. See here, if the size of this, if the time complexity of this merge sort is t of n, then it is dividing into halves, t of n by 2, then t of n by 2, then merge is going to take the time as big of n, big of n, because merge is going to have the time complexity as whatever is the size of the array. So merge is going to have the space and time complexity both as the size of the array. So size of the array is n. So total time complexity is, let's, if merge, for merge sort if this is taking t of n, then this will take merge sort t of n by 2, t of n by 2. So the recursive function is going to your, the recursive equation for merge sort, the recursive equation for merge sort, for merge sort, that is t of n, is going to get 2 tn by 2, 2 tn by 2 plus n, that is big of n, or you can say as n. So here it is now in master theorem. So here a is your 2 which is greater than equal to 1, b is your 2 which is greater than 1, k is your 1, p is your 0. Now compare a and b to the power k. A is your 2, b is your 2, k is your 1, which is equal, and p is greater than minus 1. Then t of n is going to your theta of n to the power log a b log p plus 1 by n. So theta of n to the power log a is your 2, b is your 2, log p is your 0, then 1 n. So it is going to be theta n log n. So time complexity is going to your n log n. Okay, time complexity is going to your n log n. Please let me know whether it is clear or not. The recursive equation from merge what we got as t of n is equal to 2tn by 2 plus theta n. You can even write as c of n. When you want to remove theta, you can write as a c of n. You can write it as a c of n. C of n. Okay. So here k is equal to 1, p is equal to 0, a is your 2 which is greater than equal to 1, p is equal to 2 greater than 1. Now compare a and b to the k. A is your 2, a is your 2, b is your 2, k is your 1 equal, and p is greater than minus 1. So then Tn is equal to theta into the log A log B log B plus 1. So here every time merge sort is going to take this, because every time whether it is a sorted array or unsorted array, it is every time going to divide the problem into halves, then again halves, then again halves, because here we are not having the some improved merge sort. So every time it is going to have n log n. Whether you are giving a sorted array or unsorted array, it's always going to divide. It's always going to divide and divide. Okay. So there is no, so you can say that here best case, average case, here best case, average case, average case, and worst case is always same as theta of n log n. So correct, Ratu. So it is not having adaptability. So it is not having adaptability. Okay, so it is not an adaptable algorithm. So it is not an adaptable algorithm, because when you are giving a sorted order, sorted list, then also it is always taking in log n, always, because always it is dividing into two halves, then again half. So it is always reducing the size of the array and into, means the main work of this to divide the array in such a way that it get only one element. Because when it get one element, it is a sorted. Then you merge the one element. Okay, so no adaptability it is there. Now it is a stable sort. It is a stable sort. It is a stable sort because it is able to maintain the relative position. See, if I give you, you can see here. That's why here I have written smaller than equal to. In merge, I have written smaller than equal to. If I give you here one, and here also one, this one, then 1 is smaller than equal to 1. Yes, it's smaller than equal to. So this left array value will get in the array. So it is able to maintain. So if this one comes before this one, then in the after the sorted also this ones will come before. That's why I've written smaller than equal to. So because of this smaller than equal to, it is maintaining the relative position. That's why it is a stable sort. It is a stable sort because it is maintaining the relative position. It is a stable sort. Please let me know whether it is clear or not. Why it is stable. Anywhere, if you are having any doubt, you can please ask me. Anywhere, if you are having any doubt, please let me. You can ask. So merge, we have seen the time complexity and space complexity as size of the array, and for merge sort, the space complexity is big of n, and for merge sort, the time complexity is going to be n log n. For whether it is a best case, average case, or worst case. Is it clear to all of you? Please let me know whether it is clear or not. Anywhere you are facing any doubt, please ask me.